I mean, I see gear down landings when
Right.
they're flying overhead. Their gear's down. That's how low they are.
Well, I remember when I was out at Luke, outside of Phoenix, um, the Sun City 2, I think it was, had been built. It may have been the original Sun City, but one of them started complaining about our weekend flying. And they wanted to restrict us from weekend and night flying. Well, when you're a training base,
Yeah.
you got to do night flying. You got to train these pilots how to fly at night. And you have to train, then, weekend flying, the skies aren't as full of civilian pilots out there in the desert. So they get to go out and fly missions that they can't fly during the week because they're restricted because of civilian aircraft being in the area.
Yeah. I didn't realize how big Sun City had gotten.
Yeah. Well, I don't
I
know if
mean,
this butter's ever going to get churned or not. It's been going for a good 20 minutes. Usually by now my butter's done.
how big is this line?
Yes. Yeah, Sun City is, well, when I left the in 1979, Sun City was huge. So I
Um,
imagine it's even bigger now.
if you just go from interstate to edge, it's 5 miles, 5.5 miles wide, east to
Wow.
west. Now, I'm sure there's more on the other side of the interstate that is part of it, but north to south is about 4 miles. Yeah, uh, a guy I used to work for, his mother lives in Sun City.
Ah,
And it's funny because, as a general rule, like we'll say my grandparents live there.
right.
I couldn't go and stay with them. I'd have
Overnight.
to, yeah, I'd have to stay outside, meaning
Mhm.
in a hotel. I couldn't stay in their place.
Right.
There is no overnight stay inside Sun City. Not even
My
for family members.
my wife's grandparents lived in a place like that down near Disney. And when we took our son there when he was an infant, that was our first long trip with him in a car. Uh, we had to be off the property by 8 o'clock, 8:30 at night, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I wonder if Sun City's turned into anything like the villages here in Florida.
I would say it probably is not that far off.
You know what the villages are, right? What they're like?
Yeah. Yeah.
Bunch of horny old folks
Oh man, it's
d-
bigger than I thought.
driving around with different colored loofahs on their cars and golf carts to tell you what they're into.
Wow.
When I first
This
heard
is
about that,
actually
I was great. I
huge.
was surprised. I'm sorry.
The Sun City is actually quite enormous. It's much bigger than I thought.
Mm.
It's probably, let's see, it's probably 13 miles across and better part of 10 miles north to south.
Well, that's
12 by 10. It's huge. It's fucking. I did not realize it was that big because it wasn't that big when I drove through there. And when I say I drove through there, I used to fly into Phoenix and then drive to Vegas and then drive
Right,
back and fly out. And we used to drive through Sun City every time because we'd have to stop and talk at the owner's mom.
right.
But I don't remember it being that big.
Yeah, we avoided Sun City like the plague when I was out there. The closest we ever got out there to Sun City was to go up to the White Tank Mountains.
Yeah, I would say Sun City is probably 1/5 of Phoenix
Wow.
as far as area.
I wonder if they're still, because I know for a long time Sun City was, its own private little government.
Yeah,
You
kind of
know,
like
they
Disney.
uh, the Maricopa County couldn't do anything inside Sun City without advance notification. I
Almost
mean,
like a reservation.
yeah, even the sheriff's department couldn't even go on property unless they were called.
That wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't
They,
reservation land.
they had their own little police force and everything else there. But the only service they took was fire department. And they were fighting to have a fire department put out near them to give them, it'd be almost at the time it'd be almost exclusive. You know, there wasn't a whole heck of a lot anything else out there for the fire department to worry about. When these retirement centers get that big, I've got a problem with them. When anything gets that big, I've got a problem with it. Where it starts telling the local municipalities.
Okay, now that's a little crazy.
What they can and can't do.
Um, the town of Surprise, Arizona,
Yeah.
they have their Surprise Community Park, which is actually huge. And we're talking 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 30 tennis courts, a huge lake, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 baseball fields, a football field, and City Hall, all on the same property.
Wow. And I got a message from Ramen. Her surgery is put off until tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't think anybody else has showed up.
I haven't seen anybody.
Well, I didn't put anything out on Twitter or out on X rather, like I did on Monday.
It'll always be Twitter to me.
Yeah, I didn't put anything out there like I did on Monday because I mean I was gone for almost a week waiting on repairs. So, but I told everybody I'd be back today.
Yeah, I hope to
Right.
have my new PC up and running hopefully late Monday afternoon.
Yeah. Or my boss at work, he loves me but he hates me. Because I'm his unofficial tech guy.
Right.
And whenever he gets an email from me where I put in computer, printer, or something like that in the headline, he knows I'm telling him he's got to spend money. And we've got probably about at least a 7 or 8 year old Dell printer as our primary printer. And the imaging cartridge went out. or rather is going out. And he could almost buy a new printer for what that imaging cartridge costs.
Okay, it's not the cost of the printer; it's the cost of the ink.
So, oh no. This is a toner printer. It's not an ink printer.
Well, again,
But no, it's not the toner cartridge that's gone out. It's the imaging cartridge.
no, I get you. It's not the cost of buying a new printer; it's cost of replacing the
Yeah.
ink.
Well, that's what I love about these new Epson ones that use the bottled ink.
Right.
Um, Shaq was advertising them when they first came out. They are really budget friendly.
I used to work
Uh,
for a copier company.
ah, and
I actually made toner cartridges.
these that Epson printer that uses that you just buy the bottled inks and refill the built-in reservoirs. It's one. I mean, we I've got one at the home and we've got one at work. And as long as people don't do stupid stuff like photocopy everything in color and just use the black ink, it's remarkably budget friendly. So, yeah, that's one thing I hate about printers. Though, is almost want to go back to the old dot matrix that used a ribbon.
Right.
Oh,
Good old days for sure.
yeah. And you had the endless ream of paper.
Oh, don't get me started on them endless reams of paper. When I worked for two copier companies. I worked for Lanier and I worked for Rico.
Oh, I remember. Is Rico still around?
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, but when I worked for Lanier, I walked in and you know, first day on the job, my boss comes up to me and says, "Okay, here's your work area. You have 17 copiers. You have to run them until they break. Every X number of copies, you got to run a test. Every X number of copies for it differed for each machine. You
Right.
know, 1,000 through this one, 3,000 through this one, 5,000 through this one." And I'm like, where's the paper? And he turned around and pointed at a wall of boxes that was probably 30 boxes wide and probably 20 boxes tall. Just boxes of reams of paper. And he goes, "That's your paper and no one else's." And that's all I did was make copies all day long. It was an awesome job.
I was going to say that sounds like a job you bring in a radio or a portable television or something and sit there and get it started and
Well,
kick back and relax.
it wasn't a whole lot of kick back and relax because 17 machines and they all operate at different speeds. You were literally constantly filling up printers with paper. But the part that sucked the worst was having to do environmental work where we went into a environmental chamber
Right.
and you had 4 days of testing. You had day 1 at 70 degrees, 20% humidity.
Okay.
And then the next day was 85 degrees with 20% humidity. Wednesday was a reset. Thursday would be 85 degrees and 80% humidity. And then Friday would be 70 degrees and 80% humidity. So you'd have 2 days of being in a dry environment chamber and then 2
Right.
days of being in a humid environmental chamber. And
Okay.
you had to stay in there all day.
Now that would suck.
You had to load your paper of what you thought you were going to go through into the chamber the night before, so the paper was acclimated as well as the machines. That sucked. Being in a dry environment like that. Oh, paper cut central.
And I've almost got butter.
Almost got butter.
Yeah, it is just past the whipping cream stage.
Ah,
And starting to come together as butter.
finally starting to thicken up.
Yeah, I had some heavy whipping cream that I didn't need. So rather than let it go bad as heavy whipping cream, I put it in the mixer and turn it into butter. And this batch here, I will split it in half. And part of it will become garlic butter, garlic with Italian seasoning and such in it for garlic bread and pasta and whatever. And the other half, I will mix in some honey with it and make a honey butter.
Oh, that sounds real good.
The wife bought a quart of honey the other day. And it's not real high grade honey, but it doesn't need to be. Not
No.
for honey butter.
No.
So I've got cinnamon butter sitting in the refrigerator already. My sister's got food allergies. So she's got a lot of, I like, I save up all my chicken bones and everything, carcasses, and I make up my own stock and broth. And I make up my own veggie stock and broth. And that's all I use when she's comes down. I put in Ziploc bags, 2 cups to a bag, and freeze it. Then when she comes down for Thanksgiving, all my cooking where I need to use broth, that's what I do. Now I'm getting butter and buttermilk. And it's done. Did you hear that sloshing?
Yeah.
Okay, that is when the butter actually came together, and the slosh is now the buttermilk.
Nice.
Which I love buttermilk.
I only like it in cooking.
So
I don't like it on its own, which is weird because I like heavy whipping cream. I like whole milk. I like eggnog. I like thick.
Right.
I don't know what it is about buttermilk that I just can't do.
A lot of people don't like buttermilk. When I was a kid, I loved buttermilk. And the biggest trouble I ever got into was over buttermilk. The biggest trouble with my grandfather. He had buttermilk in the refrigerator. And without asking, I helped myself to some of it. And, this was at his farm.
Was it Applejack buttermilk?
No. No. So with that, like I said, without asking, I helped myself to some of it. And He'd make me drink a quart of it. And I got so sick from that quart of apple butter or buttermilk that I did not drink buttermilk for probably 15 years after that. No, it's like I can't drink damn it, that tequila. I cannot drink tequila because a friend of mine mixed tequila into my Crown Royal.
Oh, dear God.
Yep. And I can't drink Crown Royal anymore either. Just the smell of them, of either one of them, makes my stomach roll, and that's been 30 years. So, okay. Put this in the refrigerator and let the buttermilk drip off the butter, because I'm not going to take the time while talking to you guys of running it through the cheesecloth.
Oh, Data and Paul just showed up.
Ah, cool. Hey, morning, Data. Morning, Paul.
We'll try and be quiet and not scare off the deer.
Oh man, I'm getting ready to use the last of my venison sausage for my Thanksgiving dressing.
I tried, or I'm in the process of trying to get my wife to make my grandmother's oyster dressing.
Okay.
I do not like oysters. But
neither do I.
It's not about me. It's about everyone else in the family that does like oysters. She's like, "What do you mean oyster dressing?" I said, "Trust me, sweetie, you have the recipe." I just brought up 2 boxes of handwritten recipes of my mother's. You have the recipe. You should make it. Oh, I don't know if I can find oysters. I said, they come in a can, don't they? Trust me, that's what my mom used. She didn't go out for fresh oysters. She didn't get bottled oyster. No, she got them in a can, just like sardines.
Neither the wife nor I like oysters, so I don't make oyster dressing.
Oh, Data's selling his cars, getting all sorts of messages. Yeah. When we paid off our house, we got and still continue to get all sorts of messages. I feel you. I hope you get what you're asking for.
What, you got a new car there, Data? Or you're not doing deliveries anymore? Because weren't you driving Uber or doing DoorDash or something like that?
Shroom, I'm going to step away for just a second.
Okay. And speaking of DoorDash, there is a huge thing that is coming. Will be breaking here in New York City shortly, if it hasn't already broke. They are there's some undercover reporting was done and found that at the immigration hotels that are still there using the housing the illegals there in New York City, most of them are working under the table through another company for DoorDash. The ones who were the illegals who were not given social security numbers or EEINs or whatever, so they could work, are working for cash only under another company doing DoorDash and what's that other one? Uber Eats. So that come across one of my feeds late last night. So that's going to be fun to see what happens with that. How's this going to come up? Hey, Jasmine Crockett. Y'all heard this tirade she went on about all these Republicans that got donations from a Jeffrey Epstein. Turns out that those donations were from a Dr. Epstein in Texas, not the Jeffrey Epstein that ran the island and was good friends with Bill Clinton. So, her staff just matched up names. And didn't look to see where they were, or that it was and some of the donations even came after Epstein was either in prison or had already died. So her staff really did a great job. They let her go and make a total ass of herself there on the floor. So all kinds of good stuff. Just given since you guys are here, just further heads up, I will not be streaming at all until a week from, let's see, it'll be the Thursday after, a week from Thursday, the week after Thanksgiving. Tomorrow will be my last stream until the Thursday after Thanksgiving. I've got family flying in, and they are not leaving until Tuesday and Wednesday. And there's no way I'm going to be able to stream while they're here. One, I'm going to be too busy visiting them, and two, they don't agree with me on politics. So I don't want to start the fight while they're here.
Now, come on, we don't always talk politics.
Well,
hell, a lot of times we don't even talk current events.
Well, it's only because, like this morning, I forgot the wife was off today. And where she usually leaves the house at 6:45 in the morning. And that's when I get the turn the computer on, and I start getting all my email, because I email myself what I'm going to, stories and such. Well, she didn't leave the house until 8:30 this morning. So I had no time to get anything together before the stream today. I mean, I got a lot of interesting little things to talk about, but that I'd like to talk about, but without having the stories pulled up and everything. But y'all know how I am. I like having the stories there so that you can double check me. You can, it's not that I'm pulling people's legs over. Like the guy got caught with the parrots in his pants at the border, trying to smuggle in parrots. So he had 2 parrots in his britches. And when the Border Patrol guy there asked him what was about what was in his pants, the guy tried to pass it off as he just had an oversized penis. They had the birds drugged up and then bags taped to the inside of his leg. Now the border guy or gal, whichever, didn't quite believe that his penis was that big. So they did an inspection and found two birds. Yeah. Believe it. I mean, that's pretty bold move, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then could you imagine if that actually was him. They reach down there and grab a hold of it.
Right.
Oops. Well, I told you that was my penis. And you can sit there and sexually molested me. That did happen to somebody a decade or so ago, if I remember right. Cop was patting a guy down and accused him of having something stuffed down his pants, and it turned out the guy had like a 14-inch, was packing a 14-incher. So enough to make Long John Silver embarrassed. Oh God, remember him?
Yeah.
Going way back in porno history, John Holmes and
Linda Lovelace and Emmanuel and
when I was in tech school, just
Electric Blue.
coming out of tech school, coming out of basic training, went to tech school. And our final day of tech school, the instructor said, "Y'all, anybody who wants to leave can. Anybody else that wants to watch a video, you just go ahead and stay." And they put in Deep Throat. I was such a sweet, innocent child back then. I left when I realized what it was.
Yeah, I can still remember driving around the seedier side of town and seeing it in big lights at some of the shadier movie theaters.
Oh, uh, Phoenix had a couple of them that were, I mean, they weren't bashful about advertising what they had back in the day.
Oh no. I mean, like I said, in big lights out on the marquee, Linda Lovelace, Deep Throat.
But then, porno movies back then were a lot different than what they are today. I mean, back then, most of them actually had a plot.
Yeah, a plot or a storyline at least.
Right. I mean, Deep Throat, her clit was in the back of her throat. That's why she had to do what she did to get anything. And Linda Lovelace was not a pretty woman.
No, she was not.
She just had a skill. She had a special talent. She developed.
Well,
what was that line from Ian Nielsen's line?
Oh,
Special abilities or something. I'll track you down.
oh, yeah. I have a special skill set.
Right. Well, uh, Maryland. I mean, even like Behind the Green Door had with Marilyn Chambers.
Yeah.
Remember when Caligula came out? God, why are we talking about porno movies?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But I mean, Caligula, when it came out, it had big name stars in it.
Yeah, and I don't know that I ever watched all of it, but I want to say it wasn't as bad as everyone made it out to be. Or at least I didn't think so, but
It, it had porn in it. That's all people needed to know.
right.
So,
But anywho.
Oh, you're still on the hotel data. Whoa. That is not cheap. We've got some long-term guests. They've been with us now for close to 2 months. Thankfully, we don't do beyond 7-day rentals, so we never get caught up in that landlord tenant
Right.
mess. In Florida, it's anything over 29 days, then it goes into landlord tenant, where people can start being squatters and such. American extended stay. We've got one nearby. Uh, I guess it's not too bad of an operation, other than the fact the front desk, at least the one here, front desk closes at 4 o'clock. So if you need anything, you better find out what it is you need before 4 o'clock, because at 4:01 everybody's out the door. Yeah, yeah. So you are definitely there under the landlord tenants laws, most likely. Um, I know people that have stayed a year or more in that American extended stay. Uh, they were here for, they said they weren't going to be here long enough to make it worthwhile to rent a house or anything, and all the headaches that come with that. So usually somebody's here for 24. Ah, all right. Yeah, one of the hotels just went to front desk operations, closed down at 8 o'clock at night. They run uh, a 7 to 8, so they run a 13-hour shift at the front desk, and that's it.
Wow.
People, uh, if you want to check in, you got to check in before 8 o'clock. If you want to check out, you can't check out until after 7. I mean, you can leave, but if you've got a cash deposit or anything, you can't get your deposit back unless you come back after 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever checked out of a hotel.
Well, you've just left your keys on the nightstand and left.
Yeah.
Ah, I've always gone down, checked out, and gotten receipts and such. Because uh, some hotels like ours, we have a runner that we send down to double check the rooms, make sure none of the towels have disappeared and such, because we take cash deposits. And we probably keep one deposit out of every 200.
Yeah.
You know, uh, like we just kicked a guest out 3 days early. Uh, no refund, and kept their deposit. They got into a fight and ended up with holes in the wall.
Uh,
So between the deposit and the 3 days of unrefunded room rate, there was enough there to the boss said to cover the expense of getting the room
repaired, yeah.
repaired and painted and everything else. So we had one guy shoot out a window one time, one of the big plate glass windows. He was messing with his gun and shot a hole through the curtains, the blinds, the blackout blinds, the curtains, the drapes, and the window itself.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
So,
I mean, I don't even get the whole stealing the towels and all of that shit. I mean, I worked for a company that supplied the towels or supplied the hotel industry for all of their ancillaries, washcloths, bar mops, the whole nine
right.
yards. And the quality of the merchandise we sent out was not that good.
Uh, uh, um, our towels, our towels are mid-range towels. They're
Yeah,
not luxury by any stretch, but they're not. I mean, they're good enough that you can dry off with them.
yeah. It's
All
not
right,
just moving the water around.
right. They're cotton towels with absorbency and all that other good stuff. But they're not the kind of towels that you'd want to put in your guest bathroom.
I'm trying to remember who the towels we carried were. I think they were Merrill.
And they're white. You know,
We had
they
either white or brown or
they asked
tan,
us
not
they
brown.
and then what we do is towels that have gotten stained, we dye them bright red, and those are the towels that we use for pool. That when people want a towel for a pool towel,
Okay.
if they got some sort of a stain on them, we just dye them bright red, and those are our pool towels. Or we cut them
That
up for
that worked.
cleaning, or we cut them up for cleaning rags.
Yeah.
But if the towel itself is in good shape, it's just got a stain that won't come out. Put them in a bucket full of dye, let it sit overnight. The next day, rinse them out and let them dry, wash them, and we got a pool towel.
That works.
Yeah, it sure
Re-
does.
Recycle, reuse.
And then when they get so abused out there on the concrete that they're no longer any good, then cut. And when bikers come in, we've got a little baggie made up for them that if a biker wants a rags to clean their bikes with, we've got these little bags made up with rags already in them for them to use. And if they want to keep them, that's no problem. A lot of times they give them back to us to wash, but sometimes they'll keep the rags, and no problem with us. They're ones that have gone through the ringer.
Yeah, literally.
Literally, the only thing they're good for now is, wiping, checking your oil and wiping the dust off your bike.
Yeah.
The brake dust off the wheels and such. But anyway, watching the news last night and this morning, um, the UK and their prime minister is having a lot of problems.
I think Starmer's been having problems ever since he got into office.
Right. Well, when the number of protests, the latest incident is Muslims are going into the major churches during church services and interrupting them doing their Allah Akbar 5 day 5 time a day prayer during the middle of church service. And that is starting to cause a lot of problems because the police have been told not to arrest them for doing it.
Yeah, do that shit over here, and there'll be going to be a lot more church shootings.
Um,
Just not the direction you think.
right. So, um, in Ireland, there is a teacher that has got a warrant from the High Court again out on him for posting mean things about the Islamic religion, and the Irish Guard is after him. You know, uh, like another teacher is under has got warrants out against him for not using a student's preferred pronouns. Uh,
um, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just
yeah,
something popped into my head, and I'm just like, uh, Islamophobia.
no such thing.
It's a fear of a religion. Okay,
Right.
but everybody's saying it's against the Muslims. So wouldn't that be Islamophobia? And is there any phobia against another race? And if there is, what's it called?
Bigotry, racism,
No, no, a phobia.
a phobia against race. Well, let's see what old Bing has got to say.
I mean, there's transphobia, which is against a group of people. Islamophobia is a group of people that just so happens are Muslim, but
Okay, let's see here. A phobia against race is commonly referred to as racism. Xenophobia refers to a fear of strangers or foreigners, and it does not target a specific race.
right.
So,
So
a
how can we
phobia,
have Islamophobia, but we can't have any other phobia against quote unquote a race?
well, there is, well, like you said, Islamophobia is a fear of people who practice Islam.
Right,
So, I mean, we've got whites here in the U.S. that practice Islam.
right. No,
So you're not against a race there. You're against their religious beliefs.
right. But I don't recall a Christian phobia or a Jew phobia or a Catholic phobia or a
Oh, no,
Hindu phobia.
it's anti-Semitism there. Much
But
like they say,
and I would say the anti-Semitism would be the anti-Jew,
right.
not anti-Judaism. That would be the only other quote unquote phobia or but anti-Semite is that is more hatred as opposed to a fear or a
Yeah,
dislike. I
yeah,
mean,
I see what you're saying.
but again, as Monkey so often says, control the
The
language.
language. Yeah. Um, well, as far as being a fear of Christians or hating Christians, it's like it's like they say, nobody can be racist against whites. Whites cannot suffer racism. So Christians can't suffer. Nobody can there's no, there is no such thing as unreasonable fear of Christians. You know, that's bollocks, but that's beside the point.
Well, no, I can understand the fear of Christians. I mean, come on, there were the Crusades. But again,
So you're going, the people that want to stretch back to the Crusades as a basis, and I've heard people say, well, look at the Crusades. Yeah, you want to stretch back a few hundred years to the Crusades as a reason to be afraid of Christians, or you want to go back to the Spanish Inquisition to have a fear of the
Catholicism.
Catholicism. Then, but you don't want to. These same people that do that don't want to go back. Well, that was 100 years ago. But the attacks on 9/11 were 25 years ago. Who's going to, that's ancient history. The double standard there, because I've had that people say that, why are you so concerned about what Muslims do? 9/11 was 24 years ago. That's what have they done since? What have they done against America since? Because then you try to bring up the Charlie Hebdo thing, and well, that was in France. That wasn't here.
Well, the
Yeah.
Crusades were England.
Right.
I
That was,
so
I mean, it was a Catholic war.
yeah, but it wasn't quote unquote all Catholics.
No, but I mean, and it was going to rescue. The Crusades were going to rescue it, Israel from the Muslims. So,
But yeah, Islam's not a race, Muslim's not a race. I don't. Yeah, knives and trucks of peace.
oh man, who was that guy that did the Trucks of Peace cartoon?
Oh, I
He,
don't know
he,
all the cartoonists.
um,
But there's a lot of good political cartoonists out there.
he did a lot of cartoons there for a while, and then he um, here we go. Was this it? I mean, that looks like the artwork. Let me see if that was it. Because the guy was he was getting quite the reputation. Cytine or Cyten.
There's a cartoonist on Twitter that I don't know how I came across
Jack,
them.
you have been found guilty of breaking the Pact of Umar.
The what?
Oh, come on now, father. Don't play the innocent with me. You know very well that it is not acceptable to display the cross on your person or on a building.
But I am a priest and this is a church.
I know it's a church, and it appears to be in remarkably good condition.
Ah, oui, thanks to the generous donations of the parishioners, we've been able to make extensive repairs to the building.
So yeah, that was Cytene, who did a lot of these style cartoons back during that time period. I always looked forward to I was subbed to his channel, looking forward to seeing them whenever he put a new one out. I think he got in trouble over them. I really don't remember what the whole. A lot of these people go through. They get really hot for a while, then they just sort of disappear.
Yeah. Well, there's this comic on X, and like I said, I don't know how I came across it. Very, very current event, political. Actually, I will drop it in the main chat. But I got into it when a character named Pinky was the main character. And it had to do with Moloch and babies and transgenderism and all that stuff. And this was probably 2 years ago. And I went back, and this person's been doing this for 4 or 5 years. And they reuse the same characters and recycle the storyline to current events. And it's entertaining. And they have no problem going after both sides.
I'm pulling up here.
I highly recommend following this guy, girl, person.
Tatsuya
Ishida.
Oh, I've seen their stuff before.
Oh, to me, it's awesome. And they do 4-panel panes Sunday through Friday, and then they do 4-panel panes on Saturday. I look forward to every night at 7:20 West Coast time for that to get posted. It's usually around between 7 and 7:30 Pacific Coast time when this post drops every night. And like I said, I don't know how they can pump them out like that, being yesterday's current event. I mean, I'm blown away. And it's funny as shit most of the time. I mean, Ben Shapiro, Tucker Carlson, with the whole Biden thing. Dave Portnoy interview. I mean, like really right on top of everything.
I don't know how. Dave Portnoy, I find him aggravating, irritating, and unlikable.
I don't know enough about him and don't really care, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, I know. I got to pay my electric bill today. I hate this time of the month.
Okay.
The bills I don't pay on the first week of the month start coming due this week, between now and the end of the month. So I just pay them all out at one time. pay those bills. God. How can you own a house when if you don't pay your tax on it, they can take it away from you?
Yeah. Y'all are in the heat of that right now.
So,
I would love to not pay property tax.
So yeah, but I mean, it does pay for the schools and such. So
Uh, uh,
uh,
well, like in Georgia,
mhm.
my house down there is a very large house. And when I say very large, I'm saying 5,000 square feet. Big house.
Yeah,
Into 5 bedrooms, 2 kitchens, and it's on a lake. We have a 2 slip boat dock.
nice. Fresh water, I'm going to assume.
Yes.
Well stocked with bass.
Oh, yes. But the thing of it is my taxes on that house, $2,400.
A year.
Uh huh. My taxes up here on a house half the size, not touching water, is like 6,000 a year. Might even be closer to 8. But the thing of it is the houses are valued at about the same price.
I wouldn't be surprised at that one bit.
Yet I'm paying less in Georgia than I
Oh,
am in
Dick Cheney's funerals today is going on now.
Washington. I'd be yet another funeral I don't watch.
Bush and Biden are attending.
Biden would probably think it's his own funeral.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's sitting there looking at his watch the whole time.
I probably couldn't find it.
So, oh man, Taco Bell quesadillas are bad for you? Yeah, tell us something we don't already know. Yeah, the wife went and babysitting the grandchildren today. Dad's at work and mom's got to go to the school for some function, so the wife went to babysit. That's why she took the day off.
Yeah. We had to set the grandkids the other day when the daughter had to go to PTA or something like that.
Yeah, the schools there do the PTA during the day too.
No,
During
they
the
do it in the
workday.
evening.
Oh,
They
the
do it
school
like 3 to 8.
a 5 hour PTA meeting.
Well,
Wow.
it gives a chance for each parent to be able to talk to their
Right.
kid's teacher, and not everybody can get off at the same time, so they do it over a widespread to try and accommodate as many parents as they can.
Paul fell asleep in the blind.
I may have fallen asleep. I am not admitting it.
I last night I was up for 30 hours yesterday, and about quarter after 8 I started seeing double.
Uh-oh.
So it's like, I kissed the wife and told her, I said, I may see you when you come to bed.
I may see 2 of you when you come to bed.
And she said she came back there and wanted to give me a good night kiss, and I was so buried underneath my blanket she couldn't. All she could see was the top of my head.
I kissed your elbow.
Oh, she couldn't even see that. I was She was nice enough to turn off my electric blanket, though. I fell asleep with the blanket on.
Well, you need to upgrade your blanket,
Yeah,
dude.
I know I do. I dropped.
Timer and zones.
I showed it to the wife and told her, that'd make an amazing Christmas present.
Yep, yep.
So
Zones and timers. They are a godsend. Now,
uh,
if I could just get one that would turn on at a certain time,
yeah, yeah, you're right. That would be.
because I would have it turn on right before I go to bed to warm the bed up, get in, turn off about 2 hours after I go to sleep, and then turn back on about an hour before I would normally wake up.
I just needed to warm up the bed and basically keep my feet warm until I fall asleep.
Right.
And once I fall asleep, unless for some reason my feet get out from underneath the blanket, like the dog jumps up there and steals my dog will jump up in bed and steal my blankets.
That's too precious.
He will jump up in there, grab my blankets, and cover up with them.
To roll over and steal them.
Yep. He, he used to just go ahead and crawl underneath them and uh, go to sleep behind my knees. Now he wants to lay on top and under the electric blanket.
That's crazy.
Right. He's an old puppy. He has a hard time staying warm. That I think
Be
I
me.
think he's going deaf, and I think he's starting to go deaf too.
We had a dog that was blind. She went blind, but she had diabetes.
Uh,
Such a good dog.
that's- Spanky's a good dog until I got up at 3:30 this morning to let him out. And I just went ahead and stayed up, made a cup of coffee. At 4:30, rather than coming to me and letting me know, because I'm sitting 20 feet from the door, he goes back to the bedroom, wakes up the wife at 4:30 for her to let him out.
Well, he knows he has to go to the bedroom to ask somebody to let him out when it's early.
Yeah.
Had you been back there, he would have woken you up. Yeah? No?
No, because during the
No?
day when he's got to go out, he comes, and the wife's not home, he comes to me.
Well, that's during the day. This is nighttime.
So, yeah. Yeah, he may have gone back to the bedroom and gone back to sleep. Okay. He runs out, does his thing, comes in, and while he's out, I'm making up his breakfast. And he comes in, he drinks some more water, eats some kibble and whatever else I got mixed in with that for his breakfast. Then he runs back to the bedroom and lays back down. So, yeah, so that makes sense why he would wake her up rather than coming out to the kitchen where I'm sitting at the work computer.
Yeah, it's just routine that it's dark out. He's got to go into the bedroom to wake somebody up to let him go out.
The wife says it's funny though. During on Wednesday mornings and Sunday mornings, when I'm at work, he doesn't wake her up until 5. Well, on Wednesday mornings at 5 o'clock when her alarm goes off, and on Sunday mornings, he'll let her sleep until 6
Well,
before
that's
he,
nice.
before he wants to go out. Oh, He didn't go to sleep because we were too busy talking. He's got us in his ear. If we're going to provide this service for you, Paul, I'm going to need a half a pound of backstrap. Just a half. Oh man. Back with one of my previous jobs, I went to go see one of our customers, and really nice people. They're cleaning out their freezer. He was cleaning out his freezer from his previous year's venison to put in his new stuff. And he asked me if I want some venison. I said, sure. And he goes, well, when you come back, when you coming by again? I told him when I was scheduled to come by. He goes, okay, great. And I stopped by and he wasn't there, but his wife was. And I take care of the business I was there to take care of. And his wife goes, oh, here, he left this for you. So I said, oh, thanks. I really appreciate it. Venison, man, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to go home and I'm going to have me some venison. She gave me 2 pounds of backstrap.
Nice.
That night, so I see this backstrap, man, and like, I'm not waiting. I'm cooking this stuff up. I am eating this. I make up some potato. I go to the store, I buy some potatoes. I'm making a full meal with this. And about an hour or so after I'm done eating, and I'm just rubbing my belly going, man, that was some great. My phone rings and it was him. She goes, did my wife give you some venison? I said, yeah, man, I got to tell you, that was absolutely amazing. Thank you. She goes, did you eat it already? And I said, oh, yeah, I wasn't going to let that stuff set. She goes, she gave you the wrong package. That was supposed to go to her father.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, well, I thought that was awful generous of you giving me backstrap, but I wasn't going to argue with it. And, her daddy got the ground venison. And I got this wonderful piece of backstrap.
I was going to ask you, Paul, how lucky are you on a yearly basis? And I don't hunt. Have never hunted.
Oh,
I know you have to get tags and stuff like that. Is there a limit? I mean, I'm sure there is, but can you only buy like 2 tags a year or?
well, my son gets one. My son and his wife, they each get 2 tags, 1 buck, 1 doe.
Okay.
So, and that's just to give them the best chance of getting a deer.
Right.
Wild turkey, man. I'd love to have wild turkey in my freezer.
Just go to the liquor store.
My half brother that lived in Pennsylvania would go turkey hunting. So I've never been on a turkey hunt in my life. I was never any place where there were wild turkeys worthwhile getting. Wild turkey and gray goose. Now I've had I've had goose. I'm not going to say what kind. Well, the statute of limitations have long expired. The goose was not legal at the time. Let's just leave it at that. But had wild duck. Gone duck hunting a lot when I was a kid. our we may have grown up, and in all seriousness, we grew up poor. I grew up poor, but we never went for food. Uh, we go to my uncle's farm and help him with his slaughtering, and our pay would be uh, a whole beef and maybe a pig or two. And then that didn't include the chickens and the what we grew and raised and took over for slaughter
Right.
at his place, because he had a slaughterhouse on his farm. So that made it really easy. We just take everything over there, then go straight from his place to the butcher, and the butcher, as long as we took him the hides, he would take the hides in exchange
For cutting up the meat.
for cutting up the meat.
Nice.
He'd take the hides and 10% of the meat, which
Not a bad deal.
not a bad deal. Uh, chickens. We do the chickens at our place. Um, all that takes is a hatchet and a pot of boiling water. Um, fish. We fished year round, so we always had.
Boy, they really want you to pay your power bill.
I'm trying to figure out who this is. Leslie B. I have no clue who in the hell Leslie B. is. After 5:15 this evening. I have no clue what company that is. But so like I said, we always had food in our house. Oh, this is a company want me to do. Why in the hell would Tyndall? I'm not looking for a new mortgage on my house. I'm going to have to figure out what in the hell's going on. Because, I took the mortgage out on this house 7 years ago, and it's a fixed mortgage. I've got a 3% interest rate on this house.
Nice.
Yeah. That when I told him to go and fix my you go ahead and lock me in. 2 hours later, the interest rates went up.
Even better.
Yep. The lady at the bank called me up and asked me how I knew the interest rates were going to go up, because it went up a half a point.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, 7 years ago, things were all over the place. So,
7 years ago, I think we were paying off our house.
but anyway, well, I'm going to have to find out what the hell's going on with this, because I have no idea who these people are.
I would call your financial institution and go, "Hey, are you selling my loan?"
Was it? No, see, the bank I got my loan through, they already sold my loan once.
Right.
They sold my mortgage within 6 months of me taking it out. So, which irritated the hell out of me. Because I asked them if they sold their mortgages, and they said no. And then 6 months later, they sold my mortgage. So, because it was going to be great, the where I banked was the place, and I'd just be able to transfer money straight from electronically from one account to the other and pay it, every month. But anyway, now I'm completely lost track of what I was talking about because this whole mess with mortgages. Wanting somebody to come to my house, somebody wanting to come to my house, talk to me about my mortgage out of the blue that I've never dealt with. I'm confused. And they're saying they're from my bank. I don't know what the hell, especially since they want to come over in 2 hours. Yeah. Saying, hour and a half, they want to come over at noon. So, absolutely. Okay, I've got to end this stream here and get this straightened out.
Yeah, no worries, dude. That sounds a little hokey.
Yeah, something's going on that I don't appreciate. So we'll talk to you guys. We'll be back tomorrow for a fun stream, and hopefully I'll have this all worked out by then. All right, we'll talk to everybody later.
All right, buddy. You take care. We'll catch up tomorrow.